Welcome back. Well, already tomorrow we'll have our live Throwback Thursday broadcast from the Pentagon featuring a girls and boys basketball doubleheader between Yankton and Brandon Valley. For more on that, I am joined right here in studio by Jesse Smith. He's the Director of Operations from the Pentagon. So how's it going?
It's going great. Thanks for having me today.
Glad you are here. Well, Jesse, this is a regional show. Not everyone is familiar with the Pentagon, so tell us a little bit about the facility itself and then about what you do.
Sure. So as you described it, my role is Director of Operations, and that encompasses a little bit of everything. And our staff is small and nimble, so we do a little bit of everything. We book games, we put games on, we clean up after games. So there's a lot of different hats that we wear out there. The facility itself is kind of a throwback and was designed to kind of take the fan or the guest back in time to small town South Dakota, a game maybe set in the 60s or 70s with the retro floor, the scoreboard, the manual scoreboard. So there are a lot of unique touches that make the Pentagon different.
Yeah, definitely. It's called Heritage Core that they play on, so that's really cool.
Sure.
But this is a great idea. The Throwback Classic is entering its third year. So why did you guys come up with this? Why do you want to do it?
We think it fits the theme of the facility really well. You see some of these different events, kind of the college is doing some of it, the NBA does some of it, and we were just brainstorming one day and thought, well, we should try this and see if we can make it work. It certainly fits the theme of what we try to do out there with youth sports, and just kind of an idea that grew and has evolved over the last 3 years.
Well, you have the facility, Heritage Court and all that, just a throwback, old school feel, but what are some of the old school elements, I guess, that people are going to see tomorrow? I mean, we have the programs here on set, but talk about the elements a little bit.
So really we want to capture every element. So, I mean, all the way down to the programming, the jerseys, which we've got a few here on display. Both the boys and girls will wear throwback jerseys.
Oh, there they are.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, look nice.
The facility itself, of course, with the old floor and the manual score clock, but really, and I want to thank Midco for this, the black and white coverage of the game, which is really going to take it over the top and really give it a new element. But we've tried to touch on everything. Even the concessions will feature some sales and some throwback elements.
Ooh, okay. Well, that was my next question because I'm a food person. But what are these throwback concessions?
Sure. So this was, again, through our partners at Coca-Cola and Nathan's Hot Dogs. They've extended an offer to us so we can do 50-cent hot dogs and Coke.
Oh my!
So you can get a little bottle of Coke and a hot dog for 50 cents while the supplies last. They didn't last long last year. I think we get 500 or 600 hot dogs, but it's just another element that we can throw in there and try to make the game unique and make it fun for fans.
People gotta love that, and parents for all their kids that are like, Mom,
can
I have a dog?
Oh, yeah.
That was me as a kid. But so Yankton and Brandon Valley, the two schools participating. How do you choose the schools? Last year was O'Gorman.
Yeah. Really a variety of factors go into that, and it's just like making a college game where the pieces have to match, the dates have to work, but we'll look at interesting matchups, interesting players. Matt Moore's in this case. I don't know that a lot of Sioux Falls people have got a chance to see him play. We're excited to have him come to the Pentagon with Yankton, and we'll always try to continue to make interesting matchups, and that's always our bottom line at the Pentagon, is to make it interesting and make it fun for the fans.
All right, well, you guys do a great job. I've been to a bunch of college games there, Skyforce, but now the high school throwback, it's going to be great.
Throwback.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Appreciate it.
All right, we will have that throwback doubleheader live for you tomorrow night from the Pentagon. And as Jesse said, the broadcast is purposely going to be in black and white. So don't think there's something wrong with your TV. Our social media people are on hand just in case we get some questions. But the girls tip off at 6:30 with the boys to follow at 8. Jason Andera and Brad Newitt are our old school announcers for those matchups. So coming up next, we'll check in on the Twitter results from our poll on the top players in the Summit League and also take a look at the live broadcast schedule for the remainder of the week. Stay tuned.